We're back and we are continuing our look at causes for hypothyroid conditions. And today we're going to be looking at something that's quite common because when people go to their doctor and get their TSH tested and sometimes T4, they may come back and the doctor says, hey, everything looks okay, everything's within the standard range. However, what we're going to look at today, it may be a conversion issue between T4 and T3, under conversion. So even though your lab range looks okay, you're still feeling no energy, you're having weight issues, you're going back and forth between hot and cold, maybe experiencing brain fog. So this will hopefully explain a little bit about that. So today we're going to look at the fourth reason why a lot of people have thyroid issues is under conversion of T4 and T3. Remember that T3 is the active form of thyroid hormone, where T4 is really needs to be changed into T3 to be usable in the body. And we already covered last time this HPT axis, and I'm just going to go through it real briefly before we get into the causes of why this conversion doesn't happen. We start off with the brain. With the hypothalamus, we'll send thyroid releasing hormone to the pituitary. The pituitary will send thyroid stimulating hormone to the thyroid gland, which will get it going to produce the thyroid hormone. It will release an enzyme called TPO, which stands for thyroid peroxidase enzyme. This will liberate iodine. So iodine can then be connected to thyroglobulin, and the main amino acid is tyrosine. And this will go into the production. When you add the iodine molecules to the protein, you're going to be able to make the different thyroid hormones, T1, 2, 3, and 4. And specifically, when it comes to thyroid, most of the thyroid hormone produced, 94% of it is actually T4, the inactive form of the thyroid hormone, where only about 6 to 7% is T3. And what this means is your thyroid could be doing its job. It could be making the T4 and the T3, and this is normally what happens, but the thyroid hormone relies a lot on the body for the majority of this conversion to T4 to T3. And it will need to go outside of the thyroid to two key locations for this conversion. And one of them is the liver, which is responsible for 60% of the T4 to T3 conversion. And the gut is responsible for 20% of the T4 to T3 conversion. We've already kind of talked about this. And so that right there is 80% of this T4 to T3 conversion. So you could have thyroid symptoms just based off these two organs not functioning optimally. And I do want to bring up, there's a key enzyme, 5-deionase enzyme, that is responsible for actually taking a molecule of the iodine away from T4 to make T3. Now this enzyme can be inhibited and stopped by many different things. We're going to look at some causal factors of why this conversion does not take place. And the number one cause is high cortisol levels, which is a hormone issue in response to stress. If stress levels go up, normally your cortisol level goes up in response to that. And cortisol will inhibit T4 to T3 conversion. Inflammation is a big one because a lot of the T4 T3 conversion happens on the cell membrane surface. Well, if you have inflammation right there, it's going to inhibit or block this conversion of T4 to T3. So you're going to want to make sure you're getting inflammatory things out of your system that are causing issues. Maybe you have a food sensitivity or an environmental toxin like heavy metals, parasites, bacteria, funguses, etc., that are causing inflammation. And if this is the cause of your lack of conversion, it's something that will need to be addressed. A dysbiosis is an imbalance between good and bad bacteria, which we've already kind of talked about. If you don't have good bacteria, you're not going to be able to get this 20% conversion down here in the gut. So this may require some very specific probiotics and prebiotics and things like that to balance out your gut. I'll be talking about probiotics later in maybe a different video, but also nutrient deficiencies is a big one too. When it comes to T4 to T3 conversion, there's a lot of vitamins, minerals, and cofactors that go into this conversion. For example, zinc and selenium are two big ones. When I test people, they are very deficient normally in both of those, and a lot of other vitamins as well. So, and one other one that's not here, actually a different hormone. If people are low in T3, it could be a hormone issue where maybe they're not don't have enough growth hormone in the body, and this is tied into also a neurotransmitter issue with acetylcholine. So acetylcholine may be low, growth hormone may be low, and it's causing T3 to be low. So sometimes by also supplementing correctly, getting your hormones right, and actually targeted exercise, you're going to be able to correct a lot of these different things. So these are 4, actually I added a 5th one with hormones, growth hormone as well, causes of why people don't convert T4 to T3. And you can see a lot of these things don't even have to do with the thyroid per se. They're outside of the thyroid, the liver, the gut. All these other systems play a major role in thyroid function. And again, this is the 4th cause we've already covered in tape 1. The immune system being the #1 cause with Hashimoto's, underactive pituitary, which is normally a stress issue and tied into the hormones. And the 3rd cause was gut issues, where you may have inappropriate pH in the stomach and also a dysbiosis in the gut. And now we've looked at an under-conversion issue. When we continue on, we're going to look at 3 more major causes, and these 3 play a lot with the hormones, whether it be over-conversion of certain things and under-conversion. And you're going to find out why hormone imbalances, whether it be an estrogen imbalance or a testosterone imbalance, which is common in both men and women, and we'll get into PCOS and things like that, or if you're taking birth control, or some people taking testosterone and things like that, it will definitely affect your liver function. So we're going to get into more of these hypothyroid patterns here soon.